610 KDAL. Thanks for joining us here on the News Hour. Joining us as he does every other Friday during the News Hour to talk with us about his beat is Duluth Police Officer Rob Hurst. This is your On the Beat segment brought to you by St. Louis County. And this week, Officer Hurst, by the way, thanks for joining us, taking time out of your day and stopping in and visiting.
Yep.
This week, and it's one of those questions that for the times you and I have talked, I've wondered why we haven't asked this question, but it is the perfect question. John in Duluth wants to know, how should a motorist handle it when they are pulled over by a police officer? What are the steps that they should take during that stop?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think the number one point to make would be to never get out of your vehicle. I think years and years ago that used to be the custom where people would get out of their car and walk back to the police car and talk to the officer long before I started, but we prefer that you don't do that because we see somebody getting out of a vehicle where we're not really sure what their intention is, and it's just better to just wait in the vehicle and wait for us to walk up to the car.
I suppose there's a danger or an impaired, if you have initiated a stop and you're on, say, the Blotnick Bridge or coming up on, that's a busy stretch of road. For safety's sake, you should stay in that vehicle.
Yes, for sure. We don't want people walking around on the road, and, we try to keep people as safe as we can, and the safest place for you is to remain in the vehicle. Busy road or not, it's the best place for you, so.
And then what should you do afterwards?
Well, what I like and what I prefer, and I think a majority of the people I work with would prefer, is that, like I said, you stay in the vehicle. If it happens to be at night, basically, just think, what can you do to make the officer more comfortable when he's approaching your vehicle? Because again, 99% of the time the people we deal with are, upstanding citizens, and, maybe they were going a little too fast or, what have you. But, there always is that possibility that this isn't someone who's friendly towards us and could be dangerous. So, we recommend that people, like I said, stay in the vehicle. If it's at night, turn your interior lights on. So when the officer's walking up, he can see into the vehicle. I know it makes me a heck of a lot more comfortable knowing that I can see what's going on, see how many people are in the vehicle. If you have darker windows, which, in Minnesota, there's rules on that, but roll down your windows. If you're in a passenger car, roll down that back window, just so we can see into the vehicle easier. A lot of people have mentioned, well, should I have my driver's license and my insurance and all that stuff when you get up to the car? And really, it's probably the best to just not get any of that. And the reason for that is, if I'm pulling a car over and we're coming to a stop and, I'm getting information back from my dispatcher or my computer about, the history with the vehicle, et cetera, and I'm looking at that, and then I'm seeing the driver moving around, leaning over to the passenger side, it makes us nervous because, yes, you could be reaching for your insurance, or you could be digging into your back pocket, getting your wallet, or reaching for your purse. But again, we don't know that. So the best thing to do is just to remain in the vehicle, try not to be moving around a lot, and just have both hands on the wheel and just wait there. We'll be up, as soon as we're able to, and we'll ask for what we need. And then we would just want people to say, well, if I'm asking you for your driver's license and insurance, just tell them, okay, my driver's license is in the purse. I'm just going to grab it, or it's in my wallet. Is that okay if I grab it? And the officer will tell you yes, or, my insurance in the glove box, or it's in my visor. Can I get it there? And they'll, of course, tell you, go ahead and get it. So it's just, it's trying to be predictable and making us feel more comfortable. And, truthfully, if we're comfortable, we're going to try to make, that person more comfortable as well.
If you're just joining us, we're talking with Duluth Police Officer Rob Hurst. This is On the Beat here on 610 KDAL, and we're talking about how should you handle a traffic stop when you're pulled over by a police officer, and Officer Hurst has gone through some points. And Officer Hurst, you brought up nervousness. And I think about invariably, and it was interesting talking with you. You explained it and just like that. I can think of times when I've been pulled over, in one instance in particular in Wisconsin, where the state trooper as much as looked at me and goes, "I'm just like you."
Right.
But I was nervous.
Yep.
And so in that moment, when you are pulled over, talk to us about that nervousness.
Well, and that's, and we were kind of mentioning this off air before this, and a story I can share is, just as an example, if I get done with work at 8 p.m., say, and I'm on my way home, driving in Duluth, a place where I work as a police officer, if a Duluth police car happens to get in behind me as I'm going down the road, I get nervous. It's human nature, and for all I know, I had lunch or had coffee with the guy or gal 20 minutes earlier. I don't know who's in the car at that moment, of course, but it's just a human nature thing. We understand it, because we're like everyone else, and it's just a human nature thing.
Awesome. Officer Hurst, thank you so much for stopping in. Real quick before we wrap things up, if you have a question for Officer Hurst, you can go online to our website, kdal610.com, click on the On the Beat quick link that's on the right-hand side of the screen, or Officer Hurst is on Twitter.
I am on Twitter, so I haven't been getting a ton of questions, and I think everyone's scared to ask. So,
they could be an anonymous too.
They can totally be anonymous, or if you tweet me a question or whatever, be brave. Maybe you'll be the first one. So
there you go.
Yeah, nothing to be scared of.
Awesome. Officer Hurst, thank you so much for stopping by, and have an awesome weekend, sir.
Thank you. You too.
610 KDAL forecast details for your weekend are on the way. All right, we got it.
Coolio.